I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record NewsWatch. A Putnam County man was killed this morning in a two-car crash on Interstate 84 westbound near the Exit 6 exit ramp for Route 17K in the town of Newburgh. Town police say it happened shortly after 3:30 this morning when a car, a 2003 Dodge Neon, was rear-ended by another vehicle heading westbound. Police say the rear-ended car, the Neon, had either stopped or had come to a near stop and was struck from behind by a Ford Escape. The driver of the Neon, 33-year-old Arben Smalea of Mayopac, was pronounced dead at the scene. The driver of the Escape, 49-year-old Ronald Malitz of Newburgh, was taken to St. Luke's Hospital in Newburgh for treatment of minor injuries. The fatal crash led to the closing of that section of Route 84 for several hours, resulting in a major traffic backup. An early morning fire ripped through a residence in the town of Montgomery, leaving the house a total loss. It broke out shortly after 3 a.m. in the rear of the home at number 4 Rosswin Lane. The two occupants, Julie Sansavari and her son Nicholas Sisko, were able to get out okay. Sansavari says they have lost all the contents of their home as the result of the blaze. Montgomery's second assistant fire chief Christopher Sharp said about 50 firemen responded to the scene and found much of the house engulfed in flames. The investigation is underway to find the cause. It is not considered suspicious. A pet cat was reportedly lost in the fire. They liked what they heard. The crowd of about 250 people applauded the decision made by an Ulster County Legislative Committee last night to pass a resolution calling for a repeal of most of the state's newly adopted gun restrictions. Members of the county legislature's Law Enforcement and Public Safety Committee met for the vote last evening at Vanderlyn Hall on the SUNY Ulster campus in Stone Ridge. The venue had been chosen because of the large number of gun rights supporters to show opposition to any effort that would strengthen federal gun control. One clause in the committee's resolution stated that the state legislation effectively turns countless law-abiding gun owners into criminals. The resolution now goes to the full Ulster County Legislature for its expected vote and passage February 19th. Some of those at the committee meeting said they will be attending a gun rights rally set for February 28th up in Albany. Town of Newburgh police say the sale of marijuana was a family business for a father, mother, and son who lived at 907 Orchard Drive. That's where officers, armed with a court-ordered search warrant, seized about 2.5 pounds of concentrated marijuana, $4,000 in cash, as well as scales and packaging material. Charges of felony marijuana possession have been filed against 50-year-old David Werner, his 47-year-old wife Ann, their 20-year-old son John Werner, and 19-year-old Kevin Sheehan. Detectives with the Town of Newburgh Department say the specially concentrated marijuana was being sold for as much as $20 per gram, making the street value of the seized product more than $20,000. Police are familiar with the residents. They conducted a drug raid at the same house a year ago. Police in Kingston say they are continuing to follow up leads in their investigation into the death of Anita Jacobs-Royer, a death police are now labeling a homicide. The body of the 45-year-old Kingston woman was found inside her 3rd Avenue home. Ulster County District Attorney Holly Carnwright says Jacobs-Royer was a jewelry maker who lived alone. A preliminary autopsy has been completed, but authorities were withholding cause of death information pending completion of a toxicology review. And the news came earlier today. The U.S. Postal Service will stop delivering mail on Saturdays, but will continue to deliver packages 6 days a week. That's according to a plan rolled out by the Postal Service as a way for the financially struggling agency to save about $2 billion. The Saturday mail cutback would begin in August, and under the plan, mail would still be delivered to post office boxes on Saturdays. And post offices now open on Saturdays would stay open on Saturdays. The Postal Service is attempting to make the changes without the need for full congressional approval, although Congress may have to sign off on at least some of those changes. The Postal Service move to reduce costs comes amid the continuing decline in mail volume due in large part to the increased use of email and the internet. Looks like you'll be shoveling snow at some point on Friday. The questions are when and how much? As for tomorrow, the day will start with sunshine, but clouds will move in at some point during the afternoon hours. The highs Thursday will be in the low 30s. Then a nor'easter heading into the region Friday, with snow possibly changing over to rain during the day. Accumulation amounts will be determined by the exact track of this storm. Temperatures Friday are expected to climb to around 40 degrees by later in the day. Keep checking back here at Record Online for the very latest storm information and for news updates, and get a complete wrap-up on all that is happening by reading the Times-Herald Record tomorrow. For Record NewsWatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.